So, good afternoon, class. Today I'm going to have you guys look at this picture here. Ignore everything else around it, but I just want you to look at it and consider the colors and the drawings and the words, and what are a few things that come to your mind about this picture? Does anyone have any ideas?
Is he sweating?
Yeah, you could be sweating a little bit.
The red and the blue obviously stand out a lot more.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the main focus to me of the picture.
Yeah. What about
two boys over there looked a little bit stunned, like they don't really know like what's going on.
Yeah. What about the content of the picture, like the actual bit strip?
Everything is to me it seems like he's sweating or crying, whatever that water is, but he's like reassuring the boys and saying everything's okay, boys, it's just a paper cut, but maybe to him it's not.
Okay. Yeah. So I want you guys to focus more so on the actual paper cut. So that was good. You guys incorporated a lot of different subjects into the one bit strip, but today we're going to be looking at specifically the cut that he received from the paper. So, thumbs up, thumbs down. Who has ever gotten a cut or scrape? Yes, so you've all gotten a cut or scrape at some point in your life. Okay. Okay, so the process of mitosis, does anyone know what that is? Has anyone ever gone through that? Okay, so some of you kind of know. So today we're going to actually learn about mitosis and cell division. So for the end of the class, I kind of want you to have this question in your mind throughout the presentation, so you can kind of come back to it once we're done and think about it a little more. So how might mitosis be able to explain why cuts and scrapes are able to heal? Okay? So I'm going to play this YouTube video for you. One second, I need sound. Where's the... working.
I have it off on the laptop.
Oh.
You see that orange button up there?
Yeah.
Click it.
Yeah.
And then it may go then.
No. I don't know why it's not working. Oh, that's not either. Okay. Okay, so although the sound isn't working, it does have words on it, and for the slide that doesn't, I'll kind of just explain what it is. So you're just going to have to read it. Sorry. These are some questions that you can be thinking about as it goes through. Cycle. So we're going to go through it better, but we've got interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and then cytokinesis. So later on in the video it goes through each of them in depth a little more, but this is the full cycle. So that basis of mitosis. So I'm going to leave this up while we have our discussion, just so that you guys have something to refer to, because I know that it's some of your first times learning about it. So I'll just give you each a piece of paper. Actually, do you want to just talk? We can just talk about your ideas about the cut and how it might feel. So does anyone have any ideas of where the skin that used to cover the exposed area of the cut might have gone? Like, might it have been...
This is going to be my really uneducated guess,
Yeah.
but just like, I know when sort of you cut something in half, it doesn't really go anywhere, it just kind of splits, so it's on the side, if that makes sense.
Some of it might have, yeah. Some of it might have been scraped off by pavement or whatever it is that you're scratching it on. Some cells might have died. So you got to think, what happens in order for that exposed area to be no longer exposed?
Needs to be repaired.
Yeah, exactly. So what might happen in order to repair it?
Growth of new skin cells.
Yeah. So how does mitosis play into that concept?
It duplicates whatever cell it is, so that's an extra cell. So if it keeps going, it's working to make it back to what it was.
Yeah, it's kind of like a brick wall. So you're constantly adding bricks to the wall to cover it. That's kind of like your skin cells duplicating over and over again to recover that exposed area. So another thing you can think of is what might happen if any parts of this cell cycle was skipped. So let's say prophase didn't happen. What would the implications be for the rest of the cycle?
It wouldn't work.
Wow.
Because in order to do one thing in the process, it needs that step before. I don't know why.
Yeah, I just
but-
think, look at it as like a set of instructions. If you're building, like let's say an IKEA piece of furniture, they have like a set of instructions that you need to follow, and if you miss a step, then your end product isn't going to be what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So yeah, in prophase, does anyone remember what happens?
Chromosomes replicate.
Yeah, no, that's in interphase. During interphase, the two chromatids duplicate, and then the sister chromatids come together. So they're two identical chromatids that are together once it hits prophase. Because then in metaphase, they get separated again, and each cell needs to have one of each chromatid. Right? So in prophase, it's actually, the sister chromatids are together at this point, but the centrioles go to the poles, and the nuclear envelope starts to break down. So if that wasn't to happen, none of this could happen because it would still be enclosed in the nuclear envelope. So the microtubules couldn't attach to the chromatids. They couldn't line up in the middle, and they wouldn't separate. So then telophase couldn't happen either. Okay? So if any of these processes were skipped, the rest of the cycle couldn't continue. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You guys have any questions?
No.
So at the end, cytokinesis, that is when like the cut is healed, like it's not even there anymore.
Well, no,
No.
you would need to go through quite a few cycles of this in order for that many cells to, well, depending on the cut, in order for that many cells to cover that exposed area again.
Okay.
Right? Because after one cycle, you'd have two cells. But you got to think there's how many cells surrounding that cut that are all duplicating.
Right.
Right? So yeah, that's mitosis.
Cool.
All right.
Yay.
Good job.